If you want to bag a Christian baddie within the next 5 months of your
5
life,
months?
going from introductory strangers to completely married and 3 kids,
You think
let
it's a
me
little
tell
too
you the
fast?
specific way in order to implement 3 biblical principles in your life in order to fulfill this prophecy. The first thing you need to consider is I need to become a man of God, because you can't bag a
Yeah,
Christian
no,
baddie
no,
without
duh,
God.
bro.
You need to put yourself out there. You need to talk to different people, because if you don't talk
Bro,
to
what
different
is this
people,
advice, bro?
you'll never be able to bag a Christian baddie. Final and most crucial thing in order to bag a Christian baddie is to not focus on, loving God or loving people.
Bro, that's
You
some
need to focus
heresy right
purely
there.
on the pursuit of a woman, because,
What?
you can't idolize a woman. Can someone please explain to me why? I feel like there are 2 extremes currently in the Christian dating sphere. On one side, we have obsessing about women and just continually asking for God to give us a girlfriend. And the other extreme is to just not talk to women whatsoever. Like, we're so cooked, bro. Like, what do you mean these are the 2 options, bro? I've been on both extremes in order to figure out where best in the middle. And I want to help you understand where should you fall in the spectrum in order to have a good view about dating. And that way you don't end up on either extreme no one wants to. Let's first start on the extreme I started with, which was obsessing about a relationship. There's so much content out there about Christian dating. I don't even know what's going on anymore. Entire channels dedicated to 5 principles of Christian dating, or top 10 red flags in a woman, or blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what is going on here? What is actually going on here, bro? Because we need to focus on God first, not on women. And I feel like that's what people are saying. And I feel like that's what's supposed to be going on here, but it's just not working out right now. I really don't know what's going on with that specific side of the field. And I've experienced it. I'll tell you a story. For instance, my senior year of high school, I stumbled upon my first Paul Washer video. And if you know Paul Washer, you might have seen this super viral clip of him giving this whole college lecture on how to be a man of God in order that you may be a good husband.
Brother Paul, I'm in love. And I have a 2x4 I usually keep behind my desk. And whenever someone walks in like that, I just smack them with it right upside their head.
And I was like, yeah, this is great advice. And so I tried to implement it. I had never dated a woman before. So how was I supposed to implement this information? Now, don't get me wrong, it's good. But what if I instead focused on what was important at that time, which is just growing in my relationship with God? And I feel like if I were to pursue that, then maybe the others, like a relationship would naturally happen. How about the other extreme of don't talk to women? I've not been able to successfully try this. I swore off dating for one point. Then I kind of gave up, because I realized that in the act of just saying, I can't talk to a woman, I will isolate myself, I'm going on my pole, that I was actually just avoiding the problem of understanding my emotions. That instead of figuring out, okay, how can I just have a better view of women, I just said, nah, goodbye. And maybe you've done this too at some point. And what I realized is, and this is at least the best answer I found, is we need to look at women just as sisters in Christ. And I have a sister. I'm blessed with a sister. I hope you have been too, because it makes it very easy to understand what a relationship, like a sister in Christ relationship, would and does look like. But at the same time, I understand that everyone has to have their own wisdom. Let me explain. So if there's an alcoholic in my house and we're hanging out, let's say you're the alcoholic. Sorry, okay, I'll switch, fine. You can be the person in the house, I'll be the alcoholic. So I'm the alcoholic, I walk in and I'm like, yo, how you doing tonight? We chatting, we're vibing, we're sipping on some soda. And all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I'm gonna get some alcohol. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. You can't drink. And you pull out a long bottle of whiskey, pour it out, and take a sip. You're like, I can. And I say the only way to deal with alcohol is to be completely sober. You can't drink it. You can't have it. You must totally avoid it. And you say, I'm all right. I go, what? And you go, yeah, no, it's not that tempting for me. Like, I'll just have it once a month. And I'm completely dumbfounded, or whatever that word is. Now, let me ask you, which of those two people are correct? The one that says it's okay to have alcohol periodically, or the one who says the only way to deal with alcohol is to be completely sober? The answer is both, because it just depends on the person. Now, this is not me trying to like promote some relativism of your truth is like, you can have your truth and I can have my truth. No, please. Objectively, it's like both those people should agree that being drunk and being like completely wasted is a bad use of alcohol. What I'm trying to say is it's going to be situational, especially for like dealing with women. Like, some people are just going to be more lustful, or they're going to have a harder time like focusing on their ministry if they're just having a lot of women around, or maybe they get tempted more. So if that's you, then like, okay, it's okay to just like, I guess, disassociate with women. I don't know if that's the best answer, but sure, run it. Why not? At the same time, it's like, okay, but then completely obsessing about women and making that kind of almost a priority over God. You're basically almost asking God, hey, if I do good things, will you give me Pookie? Nah, we're not giving Pookie. Instead, we need to focus more on the why. Like, why? I think it's because our culture is highly romanticized and idolized relationships. Growing up, movies, the whole idea of getting a girlfriend or like first kiss or like whatever is just like, oh, it's the epitome of life. That's what you're working towards. And I feel like in some Christian circles, like marriage is like the final step. Like that is the end game goal. It's like in Fortnite, you play to be the last one man standing. In Earth, you play to just get wifed up, or like, what's the term? Get wifed up or husband up? I don't really know. I think I'm just bending stuff up. I'm kind of losing my mind a little bit. Do you hear something? Hello. Sorry for the interruption. I just want to say you're looking beautiful today. Also, if you're enjoying this video, can you please do me a quick favor? Subscribe. I don't have that many people yet. And this script was literally written on the back of a Chipotle bag. So we're just starting up here. Just had to stop real quick. I'll let you go. Bye-bye. And because our cultures idolize this, I feel like it's almost seeped into my mind to an extent. Maybe yours as well. It's like, okay, really need to focus on like finding a girlfriend, because that's like what everyone else around me is doing. Like, look at Valentine's Day. Like, everyone else has got someone else. I need to find someone else. Also, I just have to say, like, relationships are highly marketable. As a marketer myself, DM me if you would like my services or something. I don't know. But as a marketer, I understand there are three groups that products are sold in. It's either to help you with your wealth, help you with your health, or help you with relationships. And so Christian creators making content around relationships, I almost had a really perfect alliteration there. You saw that. It just brings in more viewership. It brings in more money, because it's a problem people are willing to pay to solve. And so to give free content out, people are like, I will watch that. I will give you my time. And because of that, it's just easier to make money and get attention off of. And I think because of that, that's why there is so much. And that's why there's not as much of like the other extreme I found the other day of just don't talk to women. Nah, say goodbye. So just because it is such an easy, like paid and profitable market, it's just more likely for there to be more content catered to creating it. But let's ask the actual big final question of the night. Should I focus on finding a girlfriend or a wife? Should I focus purely on my quote unquote Paul arc? And I answered this in one way before, but I would like to give you what I believe is the best answer and my best piece of dating advice. So maybe this is a dating video. Maybe I fall into the hypocritical bucket, but here's my best piece of dating advice. I was in a theology class, and my professor was talking about how in his sophomore to junior year, he was in a relationship, was like, this is awesome. Started idolizing the girl. Wouldn't have like told anyone like, yeah, no, I was definitely idolizing her. Instead, it's like, oh yeah, I worship God only. But really, he was worshiping the girl. So that inevitably when things went to the crapper and they broke up, he didn't feel like he lost a friend. Instead, he felt like he lost his God. He realized, okay, chasing this relationship and really wanting it, and doing everything I could to help cater towards it was not beneficial. It left me heartbroken. It left me alone without purpose, even though he was like a hardcore Christian. Now today he's married, has several kids. So he told us, let me tell you what the mind switch was, that from that relationship to where I currently am, something that you need to carry in order to find, your whatever huzz. And in order to find her, the first thing you must do is not focus on finding her, because the more you look and the harder you look, those are the kinds of people who end up in the toxic relationships. And now, if you don't want to be in a toxic if you want to be in a toxic relationship, then I just gave you good advice. But if you don't want to be in a toxic relationship, which I don't want to be in a toxic relationship, you need to instead focus on these two things: loving God with all your heart and loving your neighbor as yourself. And so if you just focus on those two things, he said, you'll learn that your desire for a relationship becomes less and less and less. And before, where you were obsessing about women and couldn't think about anything else, all of a sudden this girl just pops up in your life and things just start, and you realize this thing that you once wanted that you no longer really think about just randomly happens, and it ends up being good. It's the time when God really places someone in your life. Who knows? Maybe I will be single for the rest of my life. We don't really know. But I know for certain that if I were to spend each and every day obsessing about how to get a relationship, that would not bring me closer to God. Instead, if I focus purely on God and loving people, then one day, who knows what could happen. And that's all I got to say tonight. I have to say, I appreciate your time. Yeah, I'm a go. Have a good night.